So, I will get us started as an icebreaker for the fun facts. And my fun fact will be for Gregor. And Gregor's fun fact for this session is that the reason he struggles with reading Common is because his first languages were Orcish and, pulling it back up because I can't think on the spot, Orcish and Dwarvish, both of which use Dwarvish script, not Common script, which is based off of the language of the halflings. And so over this last few weeks, Gregor has been really putting in the work to nail down the Common language, or at least the writing system of the Common language. In order of how they appear on the screen, we'll go with George next.
All right. So to keep up the theme of languages, and this sort of came up, I think, last time, but in addition to knowing Common and Elvish, as well as Gnomish, due to the studies that George has done, he also knows Draconic. So that might come in useful. It might not. Who knows?
Yeah.
So keeping up the theme of language, and I think this is lore accurate because I don't think he's written anything before. Penk is literate but cannot write.
Okay.
And has picked up plenty of languages in his travels from being ousted as a young child.
That is interesting.
He's never had to.
Okay. So we'll see where that brings us as we go to the timeline, which I believe George is still ahead in the timeline. Yes, so George is half a day behind, and Pank is sort of in the afternoon here. So we bring it in.
We're going to take it with Gregor and them until we get to... Okay.
To the forest. So, what would you like to do?
Had we just woken up?
So this has... Yes, I think this is after a long night's rest.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember it was nighttime when I was doing the sword stuff, and then...
Yeah, the last thing we did, you dislocated Nuvian's legs. Ugh.
Yes. And then V was going to be up next at some point. Except on a much larger scale.
On a much larger scale.
Correct, because Nuvian had already gone through much of this process.
Well, if you need me to deafen Nuvian, I can certainly do so.
Yeah. It's all right, brother. At this point, I think I'm going to try and just walk away, explore the nearby forest, see what's around.
Yeah, let's see what you got there.
I'm no longer immobile, so that's us.
Yeah, let's see if you can stand.
First roll of the game today.
Can he walk?
I'm going to provide whatever assistance I can.
It's a 6. So he attempts to stand and is very wobbly with his legs now in the correct orientation, having somewhat gotten used to having his kneecaps backwards.
Ugh.
And back down. Okay. Gregor.
Yes?
Could I borrow one of your spears there?
Sure.
I believe Gregor has 15 weapons on his back.
Oh, well, I was thinking...
Oh, wait, I need I need my Gregor character sheet. I was looking at Pank.
Couldn't we ask Miriam for a walking stick? I mean, there's got to be something around here you could use for that.
I can just do this. And she puts her hand to the ground and raises up a staff and grows it out of the ground. That should be good. Shakes off some of the dirt at the end. Thank you. And he's going to try again to stand up. He gets a 5.
Oh.
But, you know what? Sure, he can have advantage because he has got a stick now. He gets a 10.
I mean,
that helps.
So, very
Average.
shakily, he stands up. These knees feel so strange. Even though I know they're technically feeling right. Well, I'll take a walk if anyone wants to come with.
Sure, let's go.
Starts walking.
I'll follow along.
I think Gregor will stay behind to give the two brothers some alone time.
All right. So, Nuvian starts hobbling out of the cabin here. As he stands up, starts walking through the different rafters, his height is a little bit of a problem here. And so he does bump his head into one of the rafters, not realizing he's now the proper height. Well, I guess that's a blessing in disguise. And he makes his way out. Well, big man, I suppose it's V's turn? Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh
I
boy.
guess we can get this over with.
Gregor understands, but he's reluctant, but he agrees.
Hmm. You can see the pot in the center of the room that's been swirling this uh, newly enhanced stew. Is just there's a ladle in there, just stirring on its own. So which side do we want to follow? The one where people's limbs are being disoriented, or I guess reoriented, or George and his brother in the forest?
One sounds a little bit more pleasant.
You're right. The dislocations could be way less
Yeah,
traumatic than the family trauma.
The family trauma is going to be brutal.
So George and Nuvian, as you step out of the cabin here, Nuvian goes ahead and does a big stretch with the cane. Takes a deep breath.
You sound
It's stuffy in the cabin.
refreshed. That it is. It's much better out here. Even with the,
The smell of mushrooms.
yeah, probably the most swampy area of the forest.
That's fair. Well, I suppose it keeps Aunt Miriam hidden for the last... How many decades did she say was? 70?
Like that.
Been a long
Also
time.
probably keeps her sanity level about the same.
Well, I was just going to pick a direction and just walk around.
Well, I will leave that to you. You haven't gotten to be able to do this in a while.
Alright, he just picks a random direction and starts walking in that way. Doesn't seem like there's much of any heavy thinking behind this choice. He just starts walking.
At some point while we're walking, we're just gonna start if possible, if the trees are close enough, just start climbing them with the slippers and then jumping between them instead of just walking.
So the trees here are relatively dense, but also they're a fair bit apart. So I'd say give me a acrobatics roll for being able to parkour between trees. Climbing up them is no problem with the slippers though.
Let's see. Acrobatics, that is a 14.
14? Alright, easily enough you're able to sort of predict the distances and how much force you need to put into your jumps, and are able to start jumping between trees like some sort of monkey. Suppose it's exercise.
It might come in handy as well. These slippers are quite useful in a pinch. Might as well practice.
Suppose so. And he's not being particularly stealthy about this, but go ahead and give me a perception check. Actually, what's your passive perception?
That's a better question. My passive is 14.
14? Alright. You can see that as Nuvian is walking around, just as straight of a line as he can, every few minutes he does pause and just draw a arrow in the dirt, pointing back towards the cabin.
Breadcrumbs they got there. There's arrows.
Ah, yes, so we can find our way back.
Certainly.
I suppose Mother read you the same book.
Yeah, if only I had remembered those teachings. I always took more to her music lessons, I suppose. I should have listened to that one.
Nuvian's fun fact is he read this world's equivalent to Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, I guess I shall join you back down here.
And he keeps walking. Say, George,
I shall walk along.
Do you recognize any of these mushrooms as stuff Miriam would take?
I sort of look at the mushrooms around here.
I'm just going to pick a couple random mushrooms from the table, and if you recognize them, then you can go ahead and point them out. So there is a medium-sized burgundy cap mushroom with gray gills and a white stem wrapped in a pale white frond. A dark brown mushroom that grows on the side of trees, resembling tongues that reach out and seem to pool rainwater. Short-capped mushrooms that appear slightly toasted in the center, sort of like a toasted mushroom. An orangish-capped mushroom with flesh-colored gills and a reddish accent at the top.
All these mushrooms, they look so alien. They sort of blend together in a way. They're both so distinctive and yet also seem to just mesh together in my brain.
I feel like I remember hearing something about Our brains are better at recognizing animals than they are plants.
That would make sense.
Granted, I suppose mushrooms aren't necessarily plants either.
The whole classification is weird. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these.
And after that point, Nubian just keeps walking in relative silence.
I'll do the same.
Walks for about an hour in this direction. Well, I think I probably pushed things a little farther than I ought to have. Let's go ahead and turn back now.
Would you like a little spring to your step, brother?
If you're able to do that, sure.
Of course. I go ahead and I cast Longstrider on him.
Well, I gave him another dexterity roll for walking, with advantage. He got a 10 and a 2. So
Ooh,
no change to the quality of his walking, but he is a little longer striding. Well, back to where we came, I guess.
yes. That way we go, I guess.
He's going to go ahead and give a survival check with advantage. That's an 18. And so he is able to follow his marks quite easily back.
So Miriam is mother's family, yes?
Yes. Mother's sister, I believe.
Mother was a druid as well, then.
I don't think so. I think Miriam and Miriam took different paths in life. Of course, they were much more elder than Mother.
Right. Man, having the ability to just pick and choose your own life. I wonder if that was much of a problem for either of them.
I mean, Mother never really spoke much of either Miriam, so
Think
who's to say?
think Mother enjoyed the high life?
She seemed happy, despite all she had been through. It's rare that I ever saw a break in her facade, if there even was one.
If there even was a facade.
Yeah, always a bright shining beacon for our family.
That indeed. Keep walking in silence.
It's quite strange that of those who went over to Smeraldi, that she was the one who took to the sickness. Can't
It's,
imagine why.
I guess it's just one of those things.
And then he just continues his walk unless you say something else.
Nope.
All right. And by the time you get back with the long strides, we will say that round 1 for V is done.
Oof.
Round 1 of many.
Oh boy.
So as you come back into the cabin here, you see V still legs and arms in the wrong position, but she is able to hold a bowl and a spoon with her now reoriented fingers, and we'll say wrists too. And so she's just having soup.
Soup is
You can
nice.
see there's clear indications of tears at the eyes as well from this process that had just taken place.
Oh, hey George.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hopefully it was a good walk. Yes. Good to get some air,
I agree.
some exercise, especially after so long. Well, I'm up for soup.
I'm as well. That would be fantastic.
I could go for some soup as well.
So you have soup, anything you want to do over the meal.
Nothing except enjoy it.
So we will move. Oh, I'm still showing map this whole time. We'll move that date token to midday.
We're getting there.
So, George, and I guess Gregor as well, what do you want to do with the rest of this day?
So, George,
Yes.
how are we gonna get back together with Pink?
Right. I could send it to him. See if that works.
That's probably a good idea.
Let's see, it's midday now. He'd probably respond. Why don't we try it? I'm gonna go ahead, do my little casting as I prepare a sending for Pink.
How far apart are the timelines now? Just like a few hours, maybe?
Yeah, like 4 to 6 hours.
Hello, Pink. This is George. We are still in Jasper region. We should meet up. Where is good to go? Maybe in the middle? Cool.
Okay, so Pink, as you are flying towards the wall from the burnt remains of the pearl necklace, you get a message saying exactly that.
George, I'm in Citrine. The Copper District is gone. scouting around. Let's meet in the middle. And that's it. Nah, I'll leave the.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so Hank agreed to meet in the middle. Hank also said that Citrine is gone.
Trina's what?
Gone. That was all I was told. There was a terrorist in Citrine when we were there, but it didn't. If I were to wager, a second arbiter has hit Citrine.
American joke.
Sir. It was not his face.
Especially from Jason of all people.
So yeah, Copper District is gone.
I would imagine that it had to have been an arbiter.
I mean, hearing that Jasper was razed to the ground by an arbiter, even if there's arbiters, I feel like that's much, that's Jasper being raised by an arbiter. Sure, that's believable, I guess, if you believe there's arbiters. But Citrine, the city that survived the Age of Arbiters, survived the Divinity War, mostly. That's...
What else? What else could have done it, though? We know for a
I don't
fact
know.
that Citrine has been, from what my companion has said, just destroyed. It's gone. I mean, I could reasonably assume that those who actually defended against arbiters on the regular would be better able to handle an arbiter than any of us could right now. So, terribly, I don't see that this is out of the question.
16 millennia that city has stood. As much as I'd like to take you at your word, brother, this is something I can't believe.
Well, it's not my word, it's the word of someone who's there right now.
I'd have to see it for myself. More soup, anybody? No? Okay, more for me.
Destroyed. Hmm. Yeah, I think we need to meet up with Pink as soon as possible.
Yeah. Wait, where would in the middle be, anyways? I guess we should have confirmed that.
Well, as long as we move in his direction, we'll get closer.
Yeah. We could head to Zakon.
That is, I think, is a good idea. I'd also like to see how Zirconis doing.
Well then, it looks like we have a destination. Yeah, Gregor, come outside with me.
Okay. And I follow outside.
When are we going to depart?
Hmm.
Uh, how needed are you in helping with V right now?
As much as I'd like to meet up, I think I should probably finish helping out with this.
Okay.
Really want you brought her here after all.
Yes, that is true. I am fine with that. All right. Well, yeah,
So, depending on how long this will take, maybe we head up tomorrow?
sounds like a plan.
I guess I'll go back inside and ask Miriam.
Oh, this is Gregor. What is it?
About how long is this stuff with the V gonna take?
I mean, that all depends on V, I suppose. If you have somewhere you need to be, you can certainly go on your way. We had already helped out with Nuvian, getting him as far as we did.
I would like to help as much as I can. Really want you brought her after all. And I do want things to go as smooth as possible.
I mean, Nuvian was quite tough, so we went probably a week for the whole thing. I don't think V would necessarily want to go that fast. And you can see V shaking her head. Yeah, no, that's... I'm gonna need a good break. Not in that way.
Would you be able to work without me?
Oh, certainly. Your help this far has been much appreciated, but we can make do on our own.
In that case, I think we might be having to head out soon.
Okay. Well, before you head out, I do have some things to give you. And she goes over to the shelf and grabs a couple of jars, as well as what looks to be a pulsating red mushroom. She sets up the jars by the soup pot and crushes the red mushroom over the pot of soup. Allows the automatic stir to keep stirring. Goes back to the shelf and grabs 3 or 4 more different types of mushrooms, along with a giant glob of this cerulean sea moss. Dumps it all in the soup pot. It says, in about... this is going to take a while without more heat. In about an hour, I'll have some very useful soup for all of you. If you're willing to wait.
Oh yeah,
Sounds good to me.
we're probably gonna head out tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'll steep it even slower so the effects are improved then. And at that point, we will say you stay at the cabin for the rest of the day as this soup is steeping, and we shift back over to Pank flying over Citrine.
So
you've made it to the wall at this point.
yeah. So now, with that little bit of meeting in the middle conversation that we had, there's a little bit of direction now. And I'm just flying around the wall to the north. We came in from the south, right?
You came in from the north side originally.
We came in from the north.
Yeah, from this body of water.
Yeah, you're
wait,
not
hang on,
showing.
Can't see that.
Yeah.
From this body of water here.
Okay.
But these two bodies connect over north of Aleph Mountain and then go off to this Tourmaline Lake.
Yeah. I think when I come across the first body of water as I'm flying around the rim, however long that takes, I'm probably going to start following it.
Okay. So, to recap everything that happened during your flight here then, you do pass this path here, which seems a little like a little familiar. You'd imagine this is how you got off towards Ryodon.
Mhm.
Actually, no, I don't think you remembered that Ryodon was off this way. You just remembered this path looks familiar. Observing the rest of the city, though, you see sporadic patches of just destroyed city, whether it be, something was razed to the ground, something was seemingly charred in place, so the structure remains, but everything is just burned, but still standing. Areas that have been frozen in place, I think this might be a retcon, but not in the same circular fashion as your village, but just in large crystals that have been planted and spiked out. Areas of the city that have been either forced up from as the earth had been moved, or forced down as the earth had been retracted. Just all sorts of different types of destruction that wasn't here the last time you were in the city. And that includes the farmland.
Pink is just making mental note of all this. They really didn't want this place to survive.
That said, all of these patches of destruction are, compared to the city, quite small. It's not like the entire city had been razed.
I thought the area that I was first at was like completely razed, like for as far as the eye could see.
The pearl necklace had been.
Oh.
And then off in the horizon, off this way, there was that sort of char of structures where things had been burned, but not destroyed, per se. As if they had been burned in place for only a second.
Okay. I think I misunderstood originally then.
Yeah, you could see razing as far as the eye could see, but there were structures that were still plenty standing.
In that case, I don't think I would have said that the city is gone. I feel like it's pretty safe to say that it's not been razed, but it's still the worse for wear. But either way, yeah, I had misinterpreted.
I mean, the city has certainly seen some destruction recently.
Yeah. But not on a full citywide scale. But either way, yeah, I'll continue flying until.
So after many hours, you make it over to here, and it is starting to get towards the end of the day at this point. And off in the... Give me a perception check.
And just to let you know how this session is going to be going in terms of rolls, I rolled all three of my die just to see. And I got a 1, a 2, and a 3, so...
clearly the rest of your rolls are going to be higher. Because you've gotten rid of those rolls.
Actually, yeah, let's go.
You said perception? You can choose either perception, or I'll say Arcana would also be valid here.
I'll go with perception. That's a 19.
19? As you're flying and starting to fly over this body of water here towards the north, off in the distance you do see the top of one of the houses in a small village up on Aleph Mountain. That you feel like this might have been somewhere you were at perhaps just a week ago.
His objective is to meet back up with them, so he's gonna just keep going.
All right. So
until he gets tired, and then he's gonna find a place to chill out.
Actually, what has Pank's day been? So what is your health at right now? Because I don't think you've had a long rest since crashing into the roof.
I don't think so. I'm at 23.
Yeah.
He's not looking very good.
So you had the day of the trial.
Yeah.
You had a short rest after the trial.
Uh-huh.
Instead of going to sleep, you flew around and then crashed into a roof.
Uh-huh.
And then immediately after a little bit of healing, you then teleported to Citrine.
Yeah.
So you've not had a long rest in a while.
No. Panky has been kind of forcing himself forward out of sheer will, but is probably gonna.
So I would say you're quite exhausted by the time you've flown quite a few miles as well.
Yeah.
So I would say somewhere on this map we would probably want to settle down.
When it starts to become a little bit closer to night, Pink is gonna fly down and using his survival and nature skills that he's picked up from however long he's been around. Just gonna whip up a little campsite.
Okay. All right. So Pink, go ahead. So are you just going to? What does this campsite look like?
Not even a campfire, just like a little makeshift tent for, I guess, or just little covering. That's it. On the ground.
So you go ahead and set up camp for the night, and you just, I presume you just go to sleep.
Yeah. Exhausted
Alright.
after everything.
Roll me a survival check.
Okay. That's a 24.
24. All right. I'll say you've hidden your campsite well enough into the surrounding area that you're not bothered by any of the local creatures. So waking up on the Hinoki shelf, you've got the day ahead of you.
And, that's
And for a
long
brief
rest.
moment, you're ahead of... Wait, no, you're back ahead of, because you sleep longer than the rest of them. So we've switched back all the way.
There's
to
a
George and
brief
Gregor
period
again.
where they're lined up.
Not much to do besides wait for Gregor. Make sure I get the good soup.
Oh yeah, the good soup.
How many jars did you say there were?
3 jars. So the soup is still stewing, but you can see this pot that had been filled by maybe like 50 gallons. Overnight, you actually noticed that the cabin itself had quite a lot of humidity in it. Not quite to a sauna point, but a very high humidity, as this 50-gallon cauldron of soup had been reduced down to about 6 cups of soup.
Very thick soup.
You can hear, you can hear the smell of mushrooms. The OST track in the background, as Miriam is also up, stirring what seems to be the last few ingredients into the soup. Morning, George.
Mun.
Soup's about done. Suppose you and your friend will be heading off in a while.
Yes. Yes. Whenever he gets up, I'm sure we'll be off quite soon after.
I see. Well, it's been interesting having company. Glad to have finally met you.
What's the phrase? Feeling is mutual. There we go.
Well, I'm glad. Well, suppose we just finish the soup then.
Yes. I suppose so. I still have another couple hours before Gregor gets up.
And if on your journey out you pass by Merlara's grave, give her my regards.
Will do.
All right. She just goes back to tending to the soup. You can tell V is still just resting. Even though she's had her full trance time, she's just still laying there, still on her side. Because front or back sleeping doesn't work when your limbs are pointing in the wrong directions. Of course, you've got Nuvian, who is a little bit more ready to go. We'll say he's practicing walking, just around the cabin still. Give another dex check with advantage, because Kane, 12. The first one was
Let's
a 3.
go. Oh, gosh.
So he still has to use a cane, but he is able to walk now. He's looking a little bit better at walking. And eventually, as Gregor wakes up, well, I see that should be everyone now. So, for this soup, as she takes the ladle and starts spooning it off into the different jars, this is a little recipe I cooked up back when I first brought a lot of my original ingredients to the forest here. This is my hearty mushroom soup, and it is best eaten with bread. So this is where we get to soup rules, and I'll just read the actual rules now. These jars are a greater healing potion or a superior healing potion if eaten with bread. If you're just going to chug it as a drink, that's either 1 minute in game or 1 minute of like turn time to chug, or 10 to eat with bread, as you're dipping the bread in the soup and having a more full meal. Alternatively, you can opt to chug 2 cups of water and use that time instead of 1 minute. And that is the original rules I wrote for the soup.
2 cups of water.
I believe we've done this before.
Yes.
I believe I got it down to about a minute if I chug 2 cups of water.
So, 1 minute to chug or 10 to eat. I will post this in the chat in a minute. And you now have 3 jars of hearty mushroom soup as you want to distribute amongst yourselves.
We have 3 or 6.
3. 6 cups total. Each jar holds 2.
Cool. And the entire jar is
The entire jar
healing
is
potion?
a healing potion. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much. These will look delicious.
I've spent many, many years perfecting this recipe. And if you ever feel like bringing back a new supply of cerulean moss, it takes about a week to make another 3 jars. But we'll already have the base soup stewing. So if you were to bring me a new round of cerulean sea moss, it'd take another week. But one more night after, if we've already got the soup stewing for such a long time, I suppose it's time to start filling up the pot again. It's been a while since we've had an empty pot.
We appreciate all the work you put into this.
Here's what I found.
Here's what I found. Oh, also, here's what I found. If you would like it, I do have a cloak that might be appreciated. This cloak is equivalent to a disguise self spell if you want to take it on your journey. All you have to do is channel your magic through it, channel your ether through it, and it'll take the form you wish, of the same size, of course.
Sure. Yeah. That could never... We'll always be able to use something like that.
All right. And so you can see this looks like, just any other cloak you would see, in a regular shop. But as you get a closer look at it, it is a knitted cloak that may have taken quite a while, with love in every stitch.
That checks
Thank
out.
you very much.
All right. Take care of it. Wash in cold water only, stuff like that. It's a bit flammable, so be careful of that. But other than that, well, I mean, most clothes are flammable. Now that I think about that. But
Yes,
yeah.
that's something we'll have to keep in mind.
Well, feel free to take your time. Do whatever you need to do. Where's Mary?
Well-
Thank you so much. And Gregor's gonna as well.
Out of the rafters, you have a cat jump down on George's head because he did the first with a cat
Hello.
that has the feeling very much of who on earth just went pss, pss, pss.
Gregor's gonna reach out and pet.
George will try to pet from his position.
You now have a cat on your head. All right, so who all is traveling with you now?
Gregor.
Yeah, just be the 2 of us.
Okay.
Unless Nuvian decided to tag along. Which I thought the whole point of this was to find him to recruit him.
Gregor says as you walk out the door.
Oh, by the way.
Vivian.
Hmm.
How would you like to make a continent-spanning journey? Multi-continent spanning journey?
He just looks at you and blinks for a good 10 seconds. Well, I'd at least like to take a look at the state of the world. Got another
Well,
3
boy,
centuries
do
of it.
we have an opportunity for you.
And I feel like you could probably use a watchful eye at least. Sure, let me gather my stuff.
All right.
Nuvian acquired after a whole lot less conversation than I had expected.
At which point, we will switch back to Pank, as the timelines are very briefly almost kind of synced up. As you wake up in the morning, feeling refreshed.
Pank is probably hungry. He's gonna. How far did I camp from the body of water that I was at?
That's up to you.
Can we go back to the map? Yeah. It would not have been too far at all.
Each of these grids, by the way, is 1 mile.
Yeah. I probably would have been about 1 mile from the water.
Okay, so probably about here.
Yeah.
Okay.
After I wake up, I'm going to go ahead and fly myself over to the water for some fishing.
All right. Survival check.
9.
9. All right. You don't get a full meal's worth of fish, but you also do get a good notice that this is, of course, freshwater inland here. So it's something you can drink. Especially after having a 2-day bender, effectively.
Yeah, no, that's definitely included in my fishing and stuff. Just getting myself up and ready to continue following the body of water.
So moving over to the Giga map, there's a tree.
I thought I said Crime Mountain for a second, and I was
Crime Mountain. Who said pss, pss, pss? So eventually, these grids are 10 miles wide. So let's say at flight speed, these all take about an hour. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. As you fly towards the around the edge of the lake here, you do eventually get a small city or a small town in your view.
I am gonna land because this is people.
Okay.
Check my inventory. Okay, I do have some money. Yeah, I'm gonna land and just look around, see if this place is raised or not.
Okay. So you're coming in from the air, so I'll give you a perception check just to see the general city as well.
That's a 15.
15? Okay. So this, of course, is a relatively small city, maybe about a mile wide tops if you include the outskirts and all of the different farming areas nearby. This is very much a fishing city. It does seem to be relatively recently reconstructed. As you know, there's the Great Quake, which created a tsunami that would have most likely destroyed much of this city's ports. But they now seem to have filled these ports. These ports currently, rather, are filled with all sorts of scaffolded new docks in place that seem to be currently built on, or in the process of being built on. Additionally, at these docks, you do see there is a familiar boat with no sails.
I am gonna head over to the familiar boat.
Okay. Other things you can see is that based on the destruction you saw at your tribe, as well as in the city, there seems to be no similar damage to any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Flying over towards that boat, let's see. There are a handful of deckhands here, and you see a well-built Goliath on the deck, seemingly undoing some straps on some pallets.
Do I happen to see any sort of perhaps owlings around, or Because when you say familiar ship, there's only one person that I can think of the ship could be.
Perception check.
Why am I okay? That 14 earlier was a fluke. I'm rolling low now. That's a
Okay.
10.
10. So at the ship, are you currently just flying above it right now, or have you landed on the ship?
I'm probably I'm still flying above.
Okay.
I wouldn't land unless I've actually seen anyone that I'd noticed.
At
Known.
the captain's wheel, or even the deck that's on, because it's raised at the back of the ship, there doesn't seem to be anyone there right now, but this does seem to be the ship you're thinking of.
In that case, I'm going to go ahead and fly back around to the actual main body of the town and just land in a free open area.
Okay. So there are the docks that are sort of like these newly constructed scaffoldings with planks sort of forming the deck, very sporadically. You can see different people carrying different pieces of cargo, seemingly off of recent ships. You can see plenty of people also building up new surfaces to this deck. More inward, though, there seems to be a more recently fashioned, I guess pavilion is the closest word I can think of. This sort of like pub that does seem to have some brown-colored individuals in them.
I'm going to go ahead and head into this pub because I could use a good snack and some hydration.
But you do see sort of at the open bar area that there is a floofy, light dark brown owlin at the bar with a big old captain's hat with a big old feather that accompanies the rest of his feathers that are down, that are pointed down under the cap. Actually, I like the idea that his head feathers, or like his forehead feathers, go up through the hat. So there's an opening in the hat. So.
I would like to note I do have his name written down here, and the first word that is in his description is floofy in all caps.
So yes, you see him drinking a red, chilled-looking berry juice type drink.
Is he at the bar?
Yeah. So he's holding a big old, large container, or probably about that big, and about that tall of juice, like a tall one.
I'm gonna go up to the counter and I'm gonna say, "Give me one of what he's got."
You've got good taste. Natural 20, so without missing a beat. You got good taste, Pank. How have you been? It's been a while.
It's been a while. A lot has happened, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Your friends around?
Yeah, not with me currently. They're around the Jasper area.
Well, that's quite a ways.
Yeah, and that's the current issue.
I see. Well, if you want to charter a ship, I might know a guy.
We are trying to meet about halfway.
I see. So land-wise, that would probably be Claris Lake by Zircon, just off the southern coast of that section there. Obviously, you've got the Cascade Forest past that, and to get all the way to Larsh Lake over by... They're calling it Garnet now, I think. What used to be Dolum.
Because
you'd
of the
have to go all the
coronation.
way through the Schloss Forest, which is a little bit of a difficult trek. Alternatively, you could take the southern route away from Claris Lake out to sea. You'd have to go through the slumbering jungle, which might be difficult. But that would get you out to the sea, which could then, of course, go to the port city of Jasper. I think those are your best options there.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, how long would a truck by water take to get to Zircon?
Well, on the steamed tea, we can go quite fast on these rivers. Don't have to wait for currents or row. So, maybe a week and a half, if we push the engine.
Certainly faster than by flight, that's for sure. Fink is seriously considering chartering a ship right now.
Alternatively, you could just take one of the city's heartstones, pay a hefty fee, and teleport all the way to Zircon. It is one of the gem cities, after all.
So I was gonna ask first, real quick.
course.
Have you do you know anything of what went on in Citrine recently? I'd have to assume.
Well, it happened a few days ago. They say a huge arbiter, strangely enough, came and started raising pieces in parts of the cities. Rumor has it that all of these places were associated with some sort of greed or crime. At least half of them were. Half of them seemed random. Nobody's really pieced together what that could be about.
So this has been happening all over.
All over Citrine, at least.
Oh, Citrine. Okay.
A couple of ships have just come over this morning, actually, from Chirmlane on the other side of the lake, saying that it's been encased in a circle of ice. It's very strange.
That checks out.
And their reports say that the Arbiter was strangely white, whereas historically, of course, Arbiters are well known to be gray. It's curious.
Yeah.
Something's happening in this world that certainly above my knowledge.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Because back up in my tribe, up north in the Schliffs Forest, where I'm from, my entire tribe was encased in ice, if you will.
I see, so possibly much like Tourmaline.
Sounds similar. And if it's reaching that far north, then
Schloss Forest, yeah, it would be all over. Certainly panic all around as things happen.
where is your next destination?
Well, after I've unloaded and loaded new cargo onto my ship, we're going back to Nambul, where you had first met up with us.
I don't think I have the funds to charter a ship all the way to Zircon, but how much would it be to tag along to Nimbul?
Originally, when you had sailed with us, you had negotiated just to help out with the crew for a free ride.
I'd be more than willing to do that again if you would take that.
Well, any extra hands are always welcome. He downs the rest of his drink, puts the glass upside down, not a drop left. Granted, it was juice and not alcohol that would have made it tipsy, but
That's my Captain Tila. Yeah,
if you want,
I guess.
we still have a little bit of unloading to do. By the looks of it, that'll be probably another few hours to load it back up. Probably the end of the day, set sail in the night.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
All right, and now you have the rest of your day figured out.
Yep. Man, splitting the
So-
party this far has unintended consequences.
Yeah. So we move back to George, about to head out on his way. So, what is your game plan here, George?
So we're in the forest at the moment.
Correct. You've just stepped out of the cabin and invited Nuvian, who has now gathered up his stuff.
I would imagine getting past the checkpoint at the entrance to Jasper won't be as difficult anymore.
Yeah, I suppose not. They're not really controlling the city anymore if all the heads of the Sivas are dead.
Yes. Though, here, that cloak that we just got, I think you should have it. I think you should transform yourself into something that looks like, well, first off, not you. Second off, sort of an adventurer type. So, because we have Gregor here, who's clearly a fighter sort of man. I can blend in pretty well as a charlatan. And then got you.
I don't know. I think I blend in pretty well.
Oh, for sure you do.
So, Nuvian, putting on the cloak, he puts on the cloak and tries to turn into something, but realizes, he probably has to attune to this. I'll cook up some ideas as we travel
Perfect.
out of the forest.
Yes. Probably have a while until that's necessary anyways. Let's see. How long would it be to get to the edge of the forest in the eastern side of the forest from here?
Well, if you're heading straight east and we don't get any interruptions on our way, about an hour,
Yeah, that makes sense.
imagine, at least. Of course, I came here on horseback.
Well, may as well start moving, regardless.
All right. And I suppose we're off.
So we were heading to Zircon?
We're heading to Zakon. Sorry. Yeah. In fact, now that you mention it, I'm going to quickly send again to Pink to let him know. So, hello Pink. This is George. We are making our way to Zakon. We have my older brother Nuvian with us. Not sure how long it will take, but
I think that's it.
yeah.
So, Pink, as you're flying over the body of water towards Nice, you get this message.
And I think that message will be what influences me to ask about Zircon to
Any response?
George. It will probably take a while, a few weeks. I will head there as well.
So eventually, you get to the edge of the forest. George, hold up. First off, go ahead and roll me a survival check. Whoever's leading, actually. Will it be Gregor or George leading?
I'll say I'll lead. And my survival was an 18.
19. Okay.
18.
18. Okay.
Yes.
So, you do hear what seems to be a pack of something running through the forest here. But having already had the encounter with the wolves before, you're able to... How are you avoiding this pack of enemies?
Well, last time we tried to climb the trees and that didn't work. We're just gonna hide in the underbrush and try to stay still.
Okay. And with your survival there leading the group, we'll say that was... Well, it was an 18 versus an 18. So, yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That is 17.
That'll be a 9.
Nuvian gets a 6, and the pack leader gets a natural 20.
Well,
Coming up on you are a pack of wolves. There's one dire wolf and 2 smaller wolves. We'll do this theater of the mind. Go ahead and roll initiative.
I got a 7.
that's a dirty 20.
So, Gregor, at the top of initiative order, you've got the black longsword, as well as your flame gauntlet currently equipped, if I can recall. We'll say everything is within range here.
I will take my Volt Javelin. And would you happen to say any of these are in a particular a linear sort of fashion?
I think you
space?
could get 2 of them in a line. Currently, they're in a V formation.
Okay.
So you could go for either branch of the V.
I'll go for the left branch of the V.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw it. All in line are Dex 13 save.
So it's a 15 for the leader and a natural 1 for the follower. So the follower definitely takes full damage. Go ahead and read out who gets what damage.
Yeah. Okay, so full damage will be 12.
Okay.
Or half on a save. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So 6 for the leader.
6 for the leader. Got it.
So I think that's my turn.
All right. I will input some numbers here. Next
They better be good
is
numbers.
the leader. So it is going to go for... I'm going to assume you did not approach directly in line with it, so it doesn't have pack tactics against you. I can't speak. So it's just going to go for a bite against you who threw a spear at it. That's going to be a 17-22 to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And that is going to do, so 5 plus 6, 11 damage. Over to you. And go ahead and make a strength saving throw, which is just your regular strength.
14.
So you do pass, so you're not knocked prone by this hit. That ends its turn. We go over to Wolf 1, which you had attacked. As you see, it wants to follow the leader as the leader charges at you. There's a twitch of remnant electricity through the first follower, and it just falls to the ground. And it is out of the fight. Next up is Nuvian, who does not have a weapon, but he does have a stick. So he's going to break off one of the branches of this walking stick, and he's going to try and throw the stick. He's going to waggle the stick and throw it, and he's going to make a persuasion roll. It's a 17, and we're going to we'll make a check for both of the wolves to see if any of them follow. So the leader gets a 17, so we'll say it passed because it also has a plus on that. If he does it. No, it has a minus. Okay. And the other one also fails. So both of these wolves see this stick getting thrown, and they beeline it. Gregor, you get an opportunity attack on the leader.
All right. Is opportunity melee?
Yes. So currently you don't have your electric spear, but you do have the black sword.
Yes. I think that is still grayed out on the character sheet that I have.
So I'll give you the details here. It's a +5 to hit. It is 1d8 or 1d10, depending on handedness or how many hands you're using. +5 slashing, plus an amount for rage.
All right, I'll go ahead and use that. And this is against the leader. That's a dirty 20.
So dirty 20 definitely hits this wolf. Go ahead and roll. You had been using one hand for the javelin. You don't have that anymore, so if you want to go for two hands, you can.
I'll stick with one-handed.
One-handed? So it's 1d8 plus 5, plus you're automatically entered into a rage.
1d8 plus 5.
Plus another 2.
It's going to be 14 total.
14 total. All right. In the back of your mind, go ahead. You know what? Sure. Just for the fun of it, give you opportunities here. Go ahead and make me a charisma save.
It's going to be a -1. That's a 2.
So you feel in the back of your mind that you want to finish this fight, to finish off this wolf, and so that's going to drive your future actions from now on. To finish off this wolf. That is your main directive. And that is going to end your opportunity attack. That ends Nuvian's turn because he still doesn't have a weapon. We'll say he's got a dagger, but he's going to say that throwing the stick is his turn, which is going to bring us over to George.
All right. So I suppose just gonna Eldritch Blast. Start blasting.
Which two? Oh, well, the only two that are still up.
Yeah, I'll split them up. First one was a 10 to hit.
Does not hit.
Second one was a 24 to hit.
Does hit. So you hit the second wolf.
That would be 7 points of force damage.
All right. That'll bring us over to its turn, and getting a new directive from just getting hit. It's going to turn away from the stick and now turn towards you, who just attacked it. So it's gonna charge at you and go for a bite attack. It's gonna be a total of 10 to hit. I don't think that does.
Nope.
And that is going to be its turn, which brings us all the way back to the top at Gregor.
All right. My directive is to end this fight. I'm going to go right for Wolf 1. That's a 19.
Are you doing one-handed still?
Two-handed.
Two-handed? All right. So 1d10 plus 5 plus 2.
That's an 8.
So it is still up. I think Gregor does have 2 attacks.
Oh, I'm going to go for one swing and then another swing. That will be a 17.
17 to hit. Does hit.
And it's still two-handed. That's 17.
So that's maximum damage.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of damage. And this
That is
wolf
a lot, yeah.
goes down.
Flex taping ain't going to fix that.
You feel this pressure on the back of your mind recede as this wolf goes down. Which brings us over to, unless you want to action surge for one more attack on wolf number 2.
Let's action surge.
Okay. So you get 2 more attacks if you use that action as an attack.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Against Big Bad. That would be an 11 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That could be 10.
At that first hit, the second wolf goes down as you snap the neck with your sword. You slice clean through it. For a brief moment, as you had started swinging your sword, you did feel that pressure in the back of your mind to keep fighting. But as soon as your slash ended, so did the wolf's life. We are back
Whoa.
to just a forest of mushrooms.
This thing is kind of crazy.
Yeah. As you turn to hear Nuvian as he's saying that, you see Nuvian looking like this. He is now a very handsome Goliath.
And he's just saying yes.
Oh, how do you do? Are you gonna
Well,
stay as?
I suppose I should get a weapon for future fights.
Yes. Well, I have a scimitar with me. I don't know if that will be the best fit for you.
Oh, as this is happening, Gregor's also gonna go pick up the Volt Javelin.
Well, I do have skills in simple melee weapons, at the very least. Might you have any of those? I mean, another option is Mr. 15 weapons on his back there.
Yes. So you should be good with long swords or short swords as well.
Well, I can give it a go, I suppose.
Unfortunately, scimitar might be a bit out of your expertise. There's
I was
one thing.
thinking about handing him the dash spear.
You do have that back now.
Well, there's Oh no. Would you be able to use
Would that count as a like something that he would be able to
Yeah,
use?
a spear is a simple melee weapon.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I shall take the most care of this weapon that I've ever taken care of anything in my life. It is in good hands, my friend.
Awesome.
He gives you the most handsome of smiles. Well, what do we want to do with wolves? As he just flexes.
It'd probably be best to not let their meat go to waste.
Yeah, I agree.
I concur. Out of curiosity, George, how many dead wolves do you have in your storage cube?
Oh yeah, right.
At the moment, 0.
Okay. So you can add 3 dead wolves. Or 2 dead
Let's
wolves and 1
go.
dead dire wolf.
How well do they preserve in there?
So we have dinner.
We'll find out.
Well then, onwards.
Yep, time to continue on.
Lead the way, I suppose.
So my understanding is your goal is to follow the forest out along this range over to the city wall here, just along the edge of the mountain.
Yes.
And at this point, I think most of the smoke is billowed away, so we can turn off that layer. So there are some various huts out this way for sheep herding and stuff like that. If you want, you can stop by any of them. There's also the Claystone Quarry along the edge of the mountain, which does have a single entrance. You'll pass along that. But to get to the city wall will take you about an hour of walking.
I think we're just gonna walk. We're
Yep.
walking.
So, eventually you get to the city wall. At the point where it intersects the mountain, it does become visible in the horizon that the wall at the gate has been blown down, presumably by whatever attack had been here. So the gate is wide open. There are 2 guards stationed out front, though.
As we approach, I'm gonna put my mask on and have my just guitar out in front of me.
Okay. And are you following along the wall here? Or like closely, or are you just kind of beelining it towards the gate?
I say once we get closer, we should try to get back toward the road.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check for just kind of blending in, or like not seeming suspicious. Actually, I'm gonna regret this. Let's make this performance.
Oh,
For,
that's
for
way
everyone?
different.
Sure.
I got a 21.
Newman got a natural 19.
Come on, Gregor.
That's gonna be a dirty 11.
Dirty 11. All right.
Oh man, you must have rolled like a 2 because he's got like plus a billion to perform.
True. Plus 100 charisma.
So, I think the 2 eager wishes make up for it, and the fact that they're disguised raises seemingly no suspicion from these 2 guards as you approach. One of them is sort of watching you as you walk up. The other one's just kind of flipping through some sort of small thing in his hands. Do you just walk up?
Yep. See if we can mosey on by.
Hey there, what's your business?
Oh, we are departing the city.
Nobody's allowed to leave the city.
If I may, I feel for the health of ourselves, honestly, it would be best if we were allowed to go. As that. We barely made it out
That
there.
is the most healthy man I've ever seen.
No, we're fleeing out of the city from the fire and the destruction.
I see. Orders are, stay in the city for now. There will be recovery efforts to aid you in your plights.
We've been here. How long has the quarantine? It's been a while. We're not from here. We would like to go, and we figured now is a good time.
Unfortunately, I can't let you do that. You'll have to go back to the city and wait like the rest of the citizens.
What if instead, as a prepare suggestion, you just let the 3 of us go because we are not a part of the citizenry as a whole anyways.
Okay. And what is a save for suggestion?
Let's see. Wisdom saving throw.
Of how much?
Spell save is 15.
Okay. So he got a third of that. He looks at you a little puzzled. His demeanor does seem to soften. And he says, What exactly do you mean you're not part of the city? Everyone who is in the
Citizenry.
bounds of the city. Yes.
We're not native Jasper residents.
Well, you are now, aren't you? You're in
No,
Jasper.
see, okay. I am a traveling musician, and these 2 are my compatriots. We were just in Jasper for a short time, but we've gotten caught up in all of this.
How long have you been in Jasper?
Let's see. I'd say, what? Been at least a couple weeks. Don't. It's been a little bit of time. Can I try to remember how long ago it was when I left for Dolem?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a easy history check.
That is a 23.
It's quite a high roll. So it's been about 2 months at this point.
Yeah, I'd say it's been getting on up close to 2 months at this point.
All right, wait a second. And he's going to leave one of the guards up at the front, and he's going to go in the, well, now very open air office of this gate in the wall. And he's going to root around for something out of view. Is there anything you would like to do while he's in this chamber? He's probably going to be in there for about a minute or two.
No, not really. Just wait patiently, I suppose.
So as he's rooting through stuff, the second guard that was less attentive, flipping through something as you had approached, that's now been put away. But he turns to you and says, "So you're a traveling performer, eh?
Yes.
About a little performance
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
with your whole crew here."
Oh, no, it's just me. These two are more like hired help to make sure I stay safe along the roads. I'm a solo act.
Deception.
That is a 17.
Okay. Well, these are two strapping young men. Fair enough.
So, that performance, let's see what I got here. Start playing a few odd notes here and there, preparing myself, getting the whole, and then I start performing. Just a simple little tune.
Okay, performance check.
That is a 16.
Best I've heard in a while.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
The second guard comes back out with what seems to be some sort of book or ledger of sorts. See, and what did you say your name was?
My name? Well, I'm known as the Mask Blanche.
Flips through the book. You said about 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
You remember the day?
I believe it was at the end of the week at some point. It was one of those days, yeah.
That narrows it down, doesn't it? Well, keep slipping through. Masked Blanche. Doesn't seem to show up. Any other names you entered on?
I mean, what I told them at the time. That's strange.
Well then, unfortunately there's no records of you entering the city at the time you've said. I'm going to have to ask you to return back to the city then. Wait with the rest of the travelers. Do your two compatriots have names that would have been in this book?
No, we usually just keep everything under me.
I see. Then back to the city with you.
All right, I'm gonna start walking back towards the mountain once we get like far enough out to like
Okay.
not be within super close eyesight.
Sure.
All right.
That
Get
didn't
so
work.
cold this time. I'm gonna cast polymorph on myself again. Transform back into Big Bird,
Big Bird. Okay.
and I sort of just flap my wings, sort of to gesture to get on.
Now, I believe you could only have carried one person at a time, so this might take a minute, but I'd say with nobody really keeping an eye on you, you could get to the other side of the wall.
Cool. And I can make a return trip, I suppose.
Well, you make it to the other side of the gate here.
Screw those guards doing their
Yeah,
jobs.
I really didn't want to hurt them because like they don't need to get in the crossfire of this. But man, it would have been so nice if they had just listened to my suggestion.
It's a few days over to Garnet by foot from your original journey. Interesting. Okay, so actual ferry speed. So this is for Pink. It takes 3 days to get from Nice to Zircon by ferry, or 5 days to get out to sea.
5 days to get out to sea?
Yeah, 8 or 9 days to get all the way to Garnet.
I think my goal will just to be to go with Tilo to Nembul, and then I'll try consciousness shifting, teleporting over there to Zircon, because
Okay.
the True Sight dungeon was an important thing that happened there. I mean, Pink is just kind of currently helping around with the unloading and loading, so it's not
Yep.
like he's doing much, but
So, from the other side of the wall, what would you like to do?
I like to turn back into myself.
Okay. I think at this point, Nuvian's illusion also runs out, and he's back to just a guy holding a cane. Granted, he is relatively beefy. Not as beefy as a Giga Chad, but, slightly less impressive.
Well, we're free from that, finally.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Weird that they are keeping the people in instead of letting them flee.
that is really strange, yes. Especially since how are they keeping control over the entire city now that, well, it's just strange. Um, so, I know the nearest town is the New Gem City. Why don't we make our way there?
And so if I go to the Giga map, that'll be at least 2 days' journey by
Well,
foot.
better start walking.
So the timeline is, we'll say synced up now. If either of you
We're
want
both
to
just doing.
take, I'll let you choose which side of the story to follow from now.
Pink is gonna do work until he said they're gonna set sail at nightfall, right?
Okay.
And go back to Nambul.
And then everyone else is just hiking. So do we just want to fast forward until you get to your destinations?
There might be a few sendings, probably, maybe, but I'm not doing anything except making my way through this big old world.
George, anything you would like to do in your 2 days of travel?
We should probably make sure to eat those wolves before anything. So we also don't have to go through any rations.
So does time just fast forward until you get to your destinations about here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I think so.
So, a couple of days skip to travel, and now, Pink, you are, along with Captain Tilo, in Nambul, and George and Gregor and Nuivin are all in, just approaching Dolam. Who would like to take charge?
I'm assuming we're at a point now where like we've woken up. It's sometime maybe in the morning.
So, sometime in the morning, you hear Captain Tilo shout, "Land ho!" as they are approaching Nambul. Coming out onto the deck, you can see that, of course, have land in the distance, swiftly approaching, which at this planet's smaller size means it's about a mile and a half away.
I am going to wait just long enough to actually make landfall, and then once it's time for me to actually get off and go on my own way, I will take off into the sky. My goal with flying right now isn't to necessarily make much progress. It's to get to a secluded area where I will not be seen.
I see. On this journey, out of curiosity, would you have talked to Captain Hilo at all about your adventure thus far? Or would you have kept to yourself? He certainly would have tried and striked up a conversation.
I probably would have, yeah, I'd be willing to talk to him. I would have, whenever he struck up a conversation, I'd be talking to him. And I probably would have told him, well, I did already tell him about Jasper.
Yep.
I probably would have told him a little bit about going back up to the Schloss Forest and seeing everything encased in ice.
So how did you travel so fast between these places? Would you have told him about the consciousness shifter?
I'll see why I wouldn't tell him. I would have told him.
So in hearing this, well, I suppose if you need any connections for people who know how to get around, who've been various places, I can certainly get you hooked up there.
He's right. I don't have to be the one to press the button. That's going to spark something in Pink. And he's going to be like, I assume you know people in Zircon.
Yeah, I think I've come across a few. I mean, I've certainly been off that way myself as well, just sailing around.
It might. I'm thinking on whether it's a good idea to have like just a rando press the button of the consciousness shifter and me holding on along, because that might introduce a whole lot of issues depending on what goes on.
But if you need to just get to Zircon as quickly as possible, and you don't want to take one of the Heartstones of the gem cities, using that, once I get my ship docked, I don't see why not. You can go off that way.
I plan to try to use it to get there, but there's special conditions that I don't know if I meet to be able to actually go there using this. But I do plan to try.
Well, we'll leave it on the table for now. As he goes over to one of the kegs on the walls and pours off another pint of alcohol.
Would this have been at some point during the journey, or is this as we're...
at some point during the journey.
Okay, yeah.
And then we flash forward to land ho and all of that.
Land ho. And then as we would be making landfall, I would be thanking him for letting me come along. And I told him that I would flag him down at some point if I do need that connection.
Very well. Well, it's good seeing you again, Hank.
Very nice seeing you as well.
Thanks for being a part of my crew.
Thank you for bringing me.
Well,
And
suppose we'll get unloaded here. Safe journeys.
thank you. And I will, from here, take off into the sky
All right.
to find a just secluded area. Doesn't have to be uninhabited, just secluded to where no one would see me.
There's plenty of alleyways to hide into. You could also, you're very close to the bounds of the city, so you could just fly outside the wall into the forest there.
That was more my thought, because if I was in an alley and then I fail and just collapse in the alley, someone might walk along and be like, "Oh." So I was
The
probably
drunken sailor, eh?
What would we do with the drunken sailor? But yeah, no, I'm gonna fly into the forest probably,
All right.
and wherever I end up landing, I will think real hard about the place that I probably have the most connection to in Zircon is like the main area just outside of the True Sight dungeon, right? Like that main.
So like the Dungeoneer's Hall?
Yeah, that might be the best. A little bit of explaining to do, but that's probably the best place that I could think of.
So that was precisely 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay. Not going to be an easy role, but it's a place that I have more connection to because of everything that went on in it.
I would say we'll say this is a history 17 roll.
This is going to be a straight roll because my history is +0. That's a 13.
So, these green particles expand out from you, and you're in the realm of consciousness.
Yeah.
Presumably
Checks
asleep in a
out.
tree.
I don't think I would have been in a tree. No. Too many chances to fall out of the tree.
Oh, so you'd have been like on the ground next to the tree?
I would have been on the ground. I've learned my lesson about being in the air. Yeah, I'll press the button to wake up.
Okay. So you're back up awake?
Shoot. Guess I gotta make that travel. So I'm in Nambul now. Where's Nambul in relation to Zircon?
So Nambul is the city here. Zircon is the city here.
Oh. Zircon is actually
The next city over.
probably fairly close, yeah. We'll take off in the direction of Zircon. Do I remember like the general direction of where Zircon would
there's
be?
a big
Because
old
this
road.
part we traveled by. But
Yeah, there's a big old road out of Nambul that goes in that direction.
I'll just fly along the main road, I feel like would be the best bet.
Okay.
And I'm flying again. Just a lot of travel.
Take you a little more than 8 hours. We'll say 10 hours to get all the way from where you are to Zircon. Is that your plan then for the rest of this day?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Peng's goal isn't to look around and make friends, it's to reconvene with his party.
Okay. So we'll put Pank over at the beginning of the next day. So you arrive at Zircon. We'll put you at the end of this day. So at the end of the 26th. Because you get there about 18 o'clock. And then George, you're currently in the morning of this day on the other side of Larsh Lake. The lake that is on the edge of Dole, or now Garnet. And I'd say right now it is rainy season, so the river is up from when you had last been here. So what used to be these very white sandy beaches are mostly submerged now.
You're back in Dome, where it all started.
So approaching the lake here, there is a ferry towards the middle of the lake that you can see off in the distance that can take you to the other side that you remember taking originally.
Yeah, let's head over there.
This would be a male dwarf, lovely braided but short beard, relatively short hair, maybe a little bit shorter than my current hair, with just basic leather armors. Sees you approaching, he goes ahead and puts his fishing pole mounted to the edge of the boat, gives you a wave off in the distance.
I wave back.
Ah, hello travelers. How you doing?
Quite well.
You looking across the lake?
Yes, we'd love to do that.
Well, yeah, no, nothing's biting right now. So he reels in his line, fixes the rod to the bottom of his boat. Well, the fee is 1 silver each. Should do you across.
Yeah, I'll pay for all my compatriots there with me.
Well then, let's sail off then. Any fun traveling stories? I know things have been rough as of recent.
Well, from what I've heard along the grapevine is that the city of Jasper is still under lockdown.
I see.
Crazy. It's been quite a while and yet it's still going.
Yes, quite a shame. Lock things up. Hardly any travelers now coming from the direction you just came. Trying to bring cargo through. More time for fishing, I guess, so it's a blessing.
Yeah. Perfect time to do so.
So I take it you traveled to that city and fortunately were turned away?
Yep. It's rather unfortunate, but so it goes.
Not much news comes from that way since they've locked themselves off. Anything interesting?
Not that we could say from the city gates.
I see. You know, they say there's arbiters about.
Arbiters.
I tell you, I've seen one. It ruined my
Oh,
catch. It just whizzed through the sky, followed by a boom, and then they're gone.
that's rather terrifying. We've heard whispers, but no one's seen one that we've met so far. I'm glad you were safe.
Yeah, luckily it didn't stop by Dolam, so we made it out okay. But I wonder where they're coming from, where they're going. Mysteries of the world, I suppose.
Yeah, it would be nice to know, though. Nice to know why. Certainly.
Well, as this conversation had been going on sporadically through the, bit by bit through your sail across the lake here, you eventually make it over to past the ore dock. That's what it was called. That's a little farther out into the lake. You can see that the path you had originally walked on to get to the festival grounds, that path actually floats and is now pontooned up, leading back to the city. And so he pulls up to the edge of the that path. Well, that's the bounds of where I go. Fortunately, this boat doesn't grow legs. So, this is it. Thanks for traveling.
Thank you for the trip.
The name's Mathis, if you ever need to come back by.
I'll keep you in mind, Mathis.
Well, safe travels. And now you're back at Dome,
Oh man.
where the adventure had started. So with that, you've made it back to Dolam, aka Garnet now. Pink, you've made it from Nambul all the way over to Zircon, and are still ahead in the timeline.
Pink likes being one step ahead, or in this case, 10 hours ahead.
No teleports this session. That's where we'll call it.
If only Pink could remember Zircon better.